too in depth, but I have got a range of fragrances today from my collection that I think are good for spring. So a lot of what you're going to be seeing today is floral, fresh, citrusy, and also green. Those are going to be some common accords that you're seeing. So without further ado, let's hop into it. So first off, I have Chloe by Chloe. This is the EDT, the Eau de Toilette version. There's also an Eau de Parfum. This one's a little bit fresher, more citrusy than the Eau de Parfum, but it is very fresh, rose, dewy rose, just extremely beautiful, very feminine, very fresh, a little citrusy, white, great for springtime, extremely pretty. Most of these fragrances, I would say, are very pretty and just light and beautiful, and a lot of them are very floral, which there's a lot of flowers in spring, and I know some people do not care for floral fragrances, but a lot of these are going to be more floral. I personally love floral fragrances. Next, this is Bella Blanca by Oscar de la Renta. Bella Blanca. It's got this really cool container here with sort of a plastic facade of white flowers and leaves, and it makes good sounds for ASMR. So this fragrance is sort of similar to the last one, but this one's a little bit greener. So this is a lot of white florals and also some green notes. So it's just very fresh, very green, very invigorating, springtime sort of feeling. So that is Bella Blanca. Alrighty, next I have here Jo Malone, English Pear, and Freesia. As you can see, it's just a little one. It is just like, I think, half an ounce. It's actually only 9 milliliters. So it's a very small amount, but it's got a spray, which is perfect for me. Small perfumes that spray. If all my perfumes could be made in this size, I would probably buy most of them like this. So this fragrance is dominant in what it sounds like Pear and Freesia. Pear is obviously a fruit, but it's very watery light, so I feel like it's a great springtime note to have. And then Freesia, very floral, springtime smelling scent as well. This one just makes me happy. It almost smells like it's got a little bit of a honey accord or something, kind of sweet. Really nice, bright floral by Jo Malone. Alright, next. This is Balenciaga by Balenciaga Paris. So this has a beautiful cathedral-like bottle. And this fragrance is definitely floral, but it's mostly, mostly violet. And violet is a very powdery, delicate floral. Smells sort of baby powdery, makeup-y-ish. So this is a very powdery floral. It's also got earthy nuances. It has patchouli in it, and it also has cedar. I believe it also has carnation. So it's very, I don't know, it's very earthy, floral, calm, next, call it a subcategory that I'm getting into is somewhat more green fragrances. So firstly, we have Versence by Versace. So it says Versence, or no, it says Versace up here, but yeah, this is called Versence, and this is, as you can see, green, and it is a green scent. It's like a green woody citrus, I would say. Very fresh, very invigorating, very pretty, but somewhat unisex, uplifting, just makes me happy to smell. If you're not huge on green perfumes, I feel like this is definitely approachable because it's green, but it's got quite a bit of citrus and woody notes, so it's not like super green. Versace Versence. Okay, here's another somewhat green floral. It's more so floral, but it's a little bit green, I think. Forget what exactly is in here that gives it some green accords, but anyways, you see it's got this sort of pale mint green bow. It's another Chloe fragrance, and this one is called Chloe Naturelle, and I believe it is made with slightly more natural ingredients, first off, but yeah, it does smell just kind of more organic, natural. It has rose, and I think it might also have mimosa and something in it that's a little more green, so it's definitely different. I think some people might not care for this, but I think some people also might really like it and find it interesting and a little bit unique. I love the Chloe bottles because they just have this like really nice ribbed glass, and I love the bows as well. Okay, and then I've got, this is Elizabeth Arden white tea. It's got a really beautiful tall glass bottle, opaque white fading out to clear, and a white plastic top. So this fragrance is absolutely beautiful to me. It is very fresh, creamy, cloudy. It smells like what you would smell maybe in a spa, an extremely luxurious spa. It does have white tea in it, so it's a very white, creamy, white sort of tea note. It's also got sort of aromatic and citrus nuances as well, so it's just very beautiful. I feel like it's the sort of thing when you smell it that it just like opens up your airways and just makes you feel invigorated and peaceful and calm all at the same time. So a very beautiful fragrance that I love. Elizabeth Arden white tea. Okay, now we're moving into, oh my gosh, I totally forgot to touch on my outfit. I try to dress on theme for my videos, so today I tried to look a little bit springtimey. I've got this shirt with white and very gradients of pink, and it's satin, so I thought that was just, I don't know, kind of soft and springtimey. I've also got these pink gemstone earrings with little pearls on them, and I put on a little bit of pink lip gloss. So that is my look for today, which I usually do at the start of my video, but I forgot. So this next category is, I would say, just a little bit more beachy, aquatic marine, which is a category that I absolutely love and have a lot of fragrances from. So firstly, we've got this fragrance, which I just added to my this. This is Moschino Glamour. So this is not beachy aquatic per se, but it's a little bit like that, mainly because it's got a salt note. It's got a sea salt note, and so it's interesting. It's very subtle. I wore this yesterday, and when I first sprayed it, immediately I was like, I don't really smell much at all. It was very soft and airy, and I went anosmic to it right away. So I was like, maybe the bottle's old, but later that day, I kept smelling it on myself over and over and over again. So I actually realized I think has decent longevity and projects decently, but it's subtle. It's a white floral dominant, very clean, a little bit soapy, fresh, but because of the salt note, it's also a little bit enlivened and warmed up, so that's why it has almost a little bit of a beachy vibe to me. Very beautiful, very clean, white floral, a little bit soapy, fresh sort of vibe. Clean girl vibe would be the term, I think. So that is Moschino Glamour, and what a fun bottle, this heart with a little red top. Okay, secondly, this is again a slightly aquatic type scent. This is Turquatic by MAC. So, super fun bottle. Looks like an aquarium. Looks very aquatic. And this fragrance is very fresh, watery. It's got lemon in it, so it's pretty citrusy, aquatic. I think it has either lotus or water lily and watery notes. So it's mainly just very watery, floral, citrusy, aquatic, but in a soft way, not super bright or sharp. It's like fresh, but in a soft way. So I would say spring, summer, but not like quintessential summer for sure. Like this would be great for the summer, but it's not like uber fruity or uber tropical. So I definitely thought for an aquatic fragrance, it's a good springtime one. Alright, so that is MAC Turquatic. Alright, and then lastly, in the more aquatic category, we have Aqua Alakoria Coconut Fizz by Guerlain Paris. So this fragrance, as you can see, it's this light blue, and I have a travel spray that somebody on Mercari decanted themselves, and they made their own label with like some sort of machine, like a Cricut or one of those machines that can duplicate and print out labels. So I thought that was pretty amazing that they were able to do that. I mean, I know you're not supposed to do that from the brand standpoint. You're not supposed to copy labels, but as you can see, it is a perfect copy of the Guerlain label. So the Aqua Alakoria line tends to be lighter, fresher scents, and this one was actually discontinued, unfortunately. Don't know why, because it's very popular, but it's called Coconut Fizz. Oh, it's so beautiful. And if you've watched my content, my channel, you've heard me harp on coconut many times and say that I tend to steer away from coconut. But this coconut is so pretty, light, delicate. It's like a very delicate coconut water with beautiful, fresh, watery florals. And so it's just so gorgeous. I mean, definitely summer vibes here, but in such a delicate, beautiful way that I was thinking springtime. Like if you wanted to smell springtime, but esque, but also wanted a little bit of summer vibes, or maybe if you're on vacation in a more tropical place, but it's springtime, expensive to get this, so sorry about that, but I just had to mention it. Okay, and then lastly, the sort of last subcategory that I wanted to do for the spring perfumes was perfumes that to my nose are just a little bit warmer and kind of feel like a hug, and just because a lot of these other ones are very fresh and maybe a little bit more cool tone, but these ones are a little bit warmer into my nose. So firstly, we have Issey Miyake A Drop Issey, and this one is very lilac dominant. It's like sunshine and lilac, so it's got the fresh lilac. I think it's also got some almond. Yeah, it's got like an almond or an almond milk note, and also it's got solar notes, I believe. Solar notes, which is a synthetic note, but it's just supposed to smell, I think, warm and reminiscent of the sun, which honestly I don't know what that means, but it definitely, this perfume to me is a little bit warmed up, warm, cozy, but also very fresh with the lilac, and I love lilac. And when I first got into perfumes, I was like, I don't know that I want to smell like straight up lilac because it's just so floral and a little bit old school and soapy, but I've grown to appreciate it more in perfumes recently, in the last 6 months or a year. And this one, because it's got the almond milk and the solar notes and other things, it's just very warmed up and very pleasing to my nose, at least. Probably not a safe blind buy, but I really enjoy this one myself. Okay, secondly, in this more warmed up category this is a travel size of Hermes Le Jardin de Monsieur, and this is of the Jardin line, which it's sort of similar to the Aqua Alakoria line. To me, they seem like slightly lighter, more gardeny, fresh type fragrances overall. So these ones are based off of gardens. So this one is supposed to be capturing the smells of the garden of Monsieur, which is I think he was a man who sort of had a garden that has, like, I think citrus as well as some aromatic notes. So I think this one has kumquat, and I think it also has maybe like mint or basil or some green aromatic herbs like that. So really beautiful, fresh, aromatic citrus. However, it's somehow also warm to my nose. It has something that I've smelled in other Hermes fragrances, something in the Hermes DNA. I've smelled this in the Hermes Eau de Marfait fragrance, just something kind of warm and almost like salty, maybe almost like ambergris. I don't know, but all I can say is it's fresh and citrusy and aromatic, but also warm and very comforting and peaceful. So that is Le Jardin de Monsieur by Hermes. And then lastly, in this warmer spring category, this is Clean Skin. So this brand Clean Reserve, or no, Clean Collective is the brand. They have a Clean Reserve line and also a Clean Classic line. This one is the Clean Classic line. The Clean Reserve line also has a Clean Skin, Clean Reserve Skin. They're pretty similar, but the Clean Reserve has, I would say, more notes and is maybe just a little bit more complex. This one is mainly musk and floral notes and just very warm. this is Flower by Kenzo. This is a classic fragrance. I think it's been around for at least a handful of years, but this fragrance is very powdery. It's got a lot of violet. It's a violet balm. So if you don't like violet, you're not gonna like the Balenciaga or the Flower by Kenzo. It's definitely a more old school scent, a little more vintage, but this also has rose and some other floral notes. It's also got some incense, which is not prominent, and what is it called? It's a sort of resin called like Opanapax or something. Shoot, I don't know off the top of my head, but very pretty, very feminine, very powdery. Not for everybody, but I really like it. Very old-fashioned, pretty, feminine. Okay, this is Chanel Chance Au Tendre, and so this is the pink one from the Chance line. This one's the Eau de Parfum, but there's also an Eau de Toilette, which has actually been on the market much longer. Both of them have quince, which is a beautiful floral smelling fruit. Extremely intoxicating, beautiful floral smelling fruit. Also, the Eau de Parfum is very soft and pretty. It's got rose, and I think it's got some musk in it. Just very beautiful, soft, fresh, pretty fragrance. Okay, next, this is a sample of Frederic, Malle, and Passant, and I got this from Nordstrom. This fragrance is absolutely gorgeous. I cannot really smell it, but it's absolutely gorgeous. To me, it has lilac, so it is dominant in lilac, but it's also very soft and beautiful. It's got watery notes, it's got cucumber, and it's got wheat, a note of wheat. I think it's wheat. So it's like, it's very fresh because of the cucumber, lilac, and watery notes, but it's also a little bit soft and warm because of the wheat. It's just very beautiful, watery, fresh, somewhat aquatic. Yeah, really nice. Okay, and then here is Parfums de Marley, Delina, La Rosee. So, Parfums de Marley has the Delina, which is the original. Then there's Delina, La Rosee. There's also Delina Exclusive, which is the heavier, more sort of nighttime one. And I honestly prefer this one, the La Rosee, the most. And then secondly, I think I prefer the Exclusive, and the original is the one I prefer least. But the La Rosee is so beautiful, fresh. It is very fresh water. I think it's got watery notes. It's got rose and peony, so it's a very fresh type of rose. It's also got lychee, which is in, I think, all three of the Delinas. So it's got lychee, and yeah, just very fresh and very pleasant and beautiful, thirst quenching sort of fragrance. Okay, and then this is Bond number 9, Nolita. I did used to have a bottle of this, but I resold it. I'm almost kind of regretting it, unfortunately, but Nolita is extremely, I would say, very spring vibes. It's very floral and citrusy. It's got tangerine, it's got freesia, and it's got some other floral notes, which I cannot remember, but it also has some musk in it, so it's just very beautiful. I would say very refreshing citrus floral with a little bit of musk, so very soft, feminine, really pretty. Okay, and then the last sample that I have, this is quintessential spring. This is Replica by Maison Margiela, and capture a moment in time. So this one is intended to capture the smells of a flower market. So we've got lots of florals in here. I think jasmine and freesia and also tuberose are dominant. Also, this has green notes, so it's really like you're just walking through a flower market smelling the flowers and the stems and everything, and it's just very pretty. I actually smelled it on my wrist earlier today because I hadn't smelled it in a while, but very pretty, very realistic florals. So those are all of my fragrances from my collection that I pulled today that I just thought really do encapsulate spring well. So for all of you springtime lovers, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you're new to ASMR, I hope you enjoy the ASMR, the sounds. I know it's not for everybody, and I am no professional at ASMR or at perfumes, but I enjoy both of them, so that's why I do this channel. So thank you so much for